Everyone, Paul here from dropshippingtitans.com, where I teach regular people just like you how to start successful eBay and Amazon dropshipping stores. And this is a live Q&A. It's a chance for you and I to kind of sit down. I'll answer any questions that you have about eBay or Amazon dropshipping. So the way this works is during the week, you guys are asking questions in the comment sections of my videos. I take screenshots of them, and then during these live Q&As, put them up on the screen just like that, and I answer them for you. But if you are here live, feel free to ask a question in the live chat and we'll answer it for you live right now. Watching this on replay, just remember you can ask your question in the comment section of any of my videos and I'll answer them during my next live Q&A. Now, before we get into the questions, I did want to talk about some news that's been happening, some e-commerce news. The first bit is pretty interesting. UPS has just received verification, or what's it called? They received certification, rather, to start operating drones for their business. So this is pretty interesting. We've heard that Amazon has looked to do this as well so that they can get items to their customers faster. And it now looks like UPS is trying to do the same thing as well. Of course, no one has fully rolled this out yet. This is all just preliminary right now. But it is pretty cool that this is probably going to be the future, drone delivery of items. Kind of begs the question though, how fast do consumers really need their items? And I guess they as in the e-commerce giants, is trying to close the gap between e-commerce sales and regular commerce sales. And obviously one of the benefits of regular commerce is that you can go get in your car right now, go to the store and get the items and have them today. And more we see companies, especially like Amazon, trying to make that happen for people. I know for myself personally, I used to live in New York City and we would sometimes get one day or same day delivery of items. And at first it was pretty cool, but then I realized for most items, I don't need that. The only time I really needed that was when I was about to go away on vacation, forgot some items, and it was great that they were able to deliver it before I left. But the problem with those systems is that they haven't really nailed that down yet. They are outsourcing those to third-party companies that are local in the cities where they have same-day delivery. And they're pretty bad based on my experience, both as someone who's trying to get items delivered to my customers and as someone who's getting the items delivered to me. So the company, they would claim that they rang the doorbell and no one was home, even though I was home. They would say the item was delivered, even though it wasn't. So these same day, next day delivery companies, I just found to be really bad. And the reason I'm bringing this up for you guys is because if you are drop shipping from Amazon onto eBay, then I would not choose ever same day or next day delivery, even if it's free. I much prefer UPS and FedEx, much higher reputation with those companies. So just something that I kind of want to throw in there while we are on that topic of the drones. But definitely something interesting. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about drones delivering items for you? The next bit of news is kind of not news, a little bit of a tip for you guys. I read this interesting article saying that Halloween costumes for pets are really huge this year. It keeps growing bigger and bigger every year. So if you are interested in drop shipping some items, not sure what to drop ship for Halloween, check out pet Halloween costumes. It seems like it's really blowing up. And they give some of the top 10 pet costumes here. It says lions, Pikachu, dinosaurs, Star Wars, cowboy, Princess Elsa from Frozen, Batman, Spider-Man, Mermaid, and Ghostbusters. So lots you can do there. Obviously, with something like Star Wars, that just makes the list even bigger. You can have Chewbacca costumes, Ewok costumes, different things like that. BB-8 costumes, I'm sure. So plenty of different things for you guys to work with there. And while we're talking a little bit about Halloween, which is technically part of quarter 4, I just wanted to give you this interesting article I read on e-commerce bites, which was also what I read the last 2 articles from. Very interesting kind of breakdown here. So it says that nearly 45% of US consumers plan to start their holiday shopping before November. So I've always said that you can wait until November to start listing up your holiday items, but you're potentially missing out on not half the sales, but at least half or close to half the people will start before November. But, and this is kind of what I just said, 57% of US consumers plan to spend most of their money online during November and December. So even if you're not listing those items up until November, it's still probably fine because 57% of people plan to spend most of their money in November and December, and 54% of people interviewed say they're going to shop on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or those other holiday weekends that we all know about. So just keep those numbers in mind. I'm willing to bet that even though some people say they're going to start early, they're still going to wait till later or to the last minute because that's kind of human nature. So you didn't totally miss the boat yet if you are planning on trying to tap into Q4 and make some extra profit during this time of year. But this article is making me kind of second guess the timeline that I do, which is I currently wait until about November, or rather the last week in October, before I start listing up these holiday items. And you might want to consider listing some of those even sooner than that. And the last bit of news here is kind of interesting. This kind of shocked me a little bit, and that's that Marshall's, which is a retail store that basically sells bargain items. You can get a lot of clothes, brand name clothes at a big discount from Marshall's. They just opened up an online e-commerce website, which kind of shocked me because I'm just surprised they don't have one already. It's 2019, it's almost 2020 by this point, and they're just trying to do this now. It's kind of interesting. So I looked at their website to see if we could potentially drop ship from Marshall's onto eBay and Amazon. Now Marshall's, they're known for their clothing, and I'm not a big fan of drop shipping clothing because people like to get clothes, try them on, and return them a lot of times. So I don't like that kind of model. So I wouldn't sell those types of items. But not saying you can't do it, just me personally. But Marshall's also has a lot of home good items. And those home good items, I know that's where I do a lot of my shopping because you can get really cheap, nice things for like the kitchen, really nice stuff for pets as well at Marshall's. And you can buy those things on their website as well. I just checked it out. Now, the biggest problem with drop shipping from Marshall's is one, they only have free shipping on orders over, I think it was $89, which is pretty high. I mean, a lot of these websites, Amazon free shipping if you're Prime, Walmart free shipping over $35, Home Depot and Lowe's is $45, $89 is pretty high for Marshall's to do that. And the second issue is with returns. So they say they have free returns, but that's only if you physically bring the item to a Marshall's store. And it's not really a good idea to ask your customer to return the item to a Marshall's store. Now, the other issue is if you do want it to be shipped back, it costs $10 return shipping. So you might be paying to ship the item out because $89 is way too high for free shipping, and you might pay for the return as well, $10, which is pretty expensive. So I looked around the website. I didn't see anywhere what would happen if the item arrived damaged. I'm assuming they would tell you that you would have to return it in store in order to get the refund for free in that case. So right now I'm staying away from Marshall's for those reasons, but if you guys want to give it a shot, go for it. So let's use here in the live chat. Let's see here. Lisa Abrams says, yo, yo, yo. Robbie says they should deliver pizza with drones. That would be amazing. I think I saw some automated cars or autonomous cars that are supposed to do that as well. Mike says not getting alerts for your live stuff. Oh, that's a shame. So Mike, I'm not sure if you did it right, but if you click on the subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner, and then you got to hit that bell notification right there, and that will give you an alert. It should give you an alert when I go live. Now, you should also go into your phone and go into the settings because you might have alerts for YouTube turned off. Hey, what's up, Peter? Thanks for being here. And Bobby, what's up, Bobby? Peter, great question, says, should you be using API or non-API store with AutoDS? So AutoDS is the software that I use to help me dropship onto eBay. It literally stands for automated dropshipping or automatic dropshipping, and that's kind of what it does for us. I use the non-API version of AutoDS, and I just recorded a great video yesterday with Jenny Spontan from Spot and Paste, and she broke down for us the difference between API and non-API from more of a technical kind of standpoint. Someone who's she's a software developer, so she broke that down for us. And if you're interested in learning about the differences, then make sure to subscribe to that channel. That video will be coming out soon. Okay. Yeah, so great question, Bobby. Bobby says, I just listed an item up with AutoDS. And when you go to list an item up with AutoDS, sometimes it will give you an alert that says, hey, you shouldn't list this item because it is a Vero item. It falls within a certain brand, category of brands that don't really like you selling their items on eBay. But sometimes there's another alert that pops up saying, hey, we noticed that in the description it uses this word, and that's not really a good word for you to have in the description. And I think an example of that is the word warranty. If it has the word warranty in there, it will give you an alert about it. So what you should do in that case is just click yes, proceed, and then go into the description and actually just delete that item out. So if it's the warranty information, you can just delete out that warranty information, for instance. And then you should be good to go. So it's a nice little feature that AutoDS has because it kind of warns you about these common pitfalls that will come up and prevents you from accidentally listing an item with a warranty when that warranty might not apply because you are technically buying the item from the supplier and not the customer. But great question. I need my toilet paper. Oh, I didn't know what you meant. Yeah, I guess right. Yeah, if you really need some toilet paper, then that's a good reason to use a drone for ordering an e-commerce item. How big an item can be delivered by drones? I don't know. Some of the drones I've seen are pretty big, and those ones I'm sure could carry a lot of weight. Yeah, great point, Lisa Abram. So a lot of those pet costumes will have Vero issues. So Star Wars, for instance, Elsa, yeah, probably something generic like a lion or a bear, that would probably be fine. And a lot of these companies, they get pretty clever with it, where they create like a off-brand kind of thing. There's a funny skit with Conan O'Brien where he went into a costume store and showed these like off-brand kind of things where it like says politician and it's really like Barack Obama, or it's a washed up comedian and it was Conan O'Brien's mask to put on. So like they don't use the exact name, and it's kind of like almost like a knockoff. So you could probably drop ship those more knockoff kind of ones. Like it might say Ice Princess and it kind of looks like Elsa but not really. So I think you guys get it. Okay. Jenny says, Marshalls, they are a great store. They could be a great supplier. Let's hope their terms and services will work with us. Yeah, so far I'm not thrilled with it, but you know, it might work out. Let's see if $89 is a bit steep. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's answer some of these questions from the week. Best Stuff Sellers says, do you have an Amazon dropshipping course? And wanted to kind of address this because I don't really talk too much about it for some reason, because you guys seem to be more interested in eBay dropshipping, but I know some of you are really into Amazon dropshipping. I do it as well. I do well with it, and I have an Amazon course as well. So that will be linked up in the description of this video. You can check it out right there. I also have a free mini course for you to check it out if you kind of want to gauge if you are interested in Amazon dropshipping. I know a lot of people are, because I know everyone sees Amazon, everyone sees how huge it is, how much it's expanding, and everyone kind of taps into Amazon, but most people don't know like how to get started with it. I mean, it seems like such a behemoth and so hard to get started with it. And there are definitely some things you need to be aware of going into it, but I think dropshipping is the easiest way to start selling on Amazon, and you can get right into it, start making some sales, and you see it's really not that hard once you get going with it. So again, that free mini course will be linked up down below, as well as the full course, the paid course as well, if you want to check that out. All right, so I'll come back to that. I guess I'll throw it up here. So I just want to give a big shout out to some of my students who are crushing it in the eBay course right now. Steve is now just hit $10,000, so congratulations to Steven. And a big shout out to Daniel. Says, nice, this is my second month. We are at 250 listings, and now we're doing 25 to 30 sales almost daily. And if I see from this screenshot, it looks like he's at $18,800 a month. So big shout out to Daniel, and congratulations to him. So those are posts from the private Facebook group for my eBay Dropshipping Titans students. So this question, okay. Medical education. Kind of want to give this guy a shout out. For 3 of my videos, he was the first comment. So guys, let me know in the comment section if you think medical education should win some sort of prize for being the first comment on 3 of my videos in a row. And I think I'll give him a prize, but I kind of want to hear what you guys think and what kind of prize you suggest that I give him. Okay. So Vendel wants to know why I always suggest for people to hire virtual assistants from online jobs rather than a website like Fiverr. So Vendel, that's a really good question. So Fiverr is a website where you can go on and pay people a set fee to do what I kind of sum up as like individual tasks or like quick little projects. So for instance, a lot of times I pay people on Fiverr to make the thumbnails for my YouTube videos. I pay them like $20 and they make 5 thumbnails for me. It's like a set project. They're not on retainer. It's not like I can email them anytime and just say, hey, I need a thumbnail for tomorrow's video. No, it's like I gotta plan ahead, give them 5 thumbnails to create, and within 48 hours they get back to me. Yes, there are people who put drop shipping services on Fiverr. They might tell you something like, I'll find you 20 items that you can list, different things like that. But in my experience, I want a virtual assistant that works directly for me, that I pay directly, and that it's an ongoing basis. So when you go to online jobs, you pay a monthly fee up front. Once you pay that monthly fee, you get a month to use their service. During that time, you can list up a bunch of job postings, you can see the responses to them, you can message people who responded to your job postings, do some interviews, and then you hire a virtual assistant or as many as you want, start working with them directly, then you cancel your online jobs membership. So then you have the virtual assistant, they're working for you, they can work for you for years, and you never have to pay online jobs again. And I think that's really the way it should be. It's more like a recruiting service, so to speak, where you only pay the fee once just to get connected up with these virtual assistants. They don't take a cut. You pay your virtual assistant directly. The virtual assistant works for you. They report directly to you, and it's an ongoing job with them. So I much prefer that kind of relationship as opposed to the using Fiverr, where you're just going to hire them to do like one task once, and you have to keep paying them through Fiverr if you want them to keep working for you. It just doesn't work for something like drop shipping. If you need a quick little project like I do for the thumbnails, that's really what Fiverr is used for more than anything. Okay, let's see. Go back to the live chat here. All right, congratulations, Bobby. He says we just did our first $2,000 for 30 days with 158 items. So congratulations, Bobby. That's awesome. Anita says, yes, he needs a prize. Ooh, good question from Lazy Abram. Now, did he comment before or after watching the video? I always watch before I comment on a video. Don't want to be that guy who just says first. So that's a good question. That's might impact whether he gets a prize or not. All right. So Von Dante says, hey there, I have some questions. When I list an item on eBay, should the item location say the United States or should it say China? What shipping method do I choose? What days? What's the price? When they get the item, we'll have an invoice. So lots of questions. Let's answer the first one first. So it says, when I list an item on eBay, should the item location be the United States or in China? So that depends. You got to be honest. Depends where it's coming from. If it's coming from a US supplier, then put the United States. If it's coming from China, then put China. You don't want to lie about this because you want the right expectation. You want your buyers to have the right expectation, rather. If you say it comes from the United States and it comes from China and it takes 3 weeks, you're going to have some pretty angry buyers. So be honest with them with that one. What shipping method do you choose? The days and price. I always do free shipping for all my items. Even if shipping isn't free for me, I just factor that into the cost of the item. Now, as for the days, again, that depends on your supplier. If you're using Walmart, you can get away with a 2-day shipping. You might want to be a little bit longer when you're starting out, but 2 days is fine. If you're using Amazon Prime, 2 days is fine. But if you're shipping from China, 2 days is not going to be fine. It's going to take you several weeks. So each supplier is different. You kind of have to figure out how long the item takes to be delivered for that supplier. And what about the invoices? So again, sorry, that depends on the supplier. With Amazon, you can get a gift receipt, so it doesn't have the price on it. Home Depot doesn't include prices. Walmart will not include the prices most of the time. And so yeah, it's different for every supplier. And what about returns? What do you do with the buyer? So again, this depends on the supplier as well. So, but generally, if you're drop shipping from a retail website like what I do and what I teach my students how to do, then all you're going to do is go onto that retailer's website, tell them, hey, I want to return this item. They'll send you a return label, which you can then send to the customer. Customer puts it on a box, ships it back to the retailer. Retailer refunds you, and then you refund the customer. Again, you never see the box. You never see the item through this entire process. Let's see. Okay. Do you recommend to start with eBay or Amazon drop shipping? Generally, eBay is easier. It's a little bit more forgiving than Amazon because Amazon has a bit of stricter rules. So for most people, eBay will be better to start with, but it also depends a little bit on your experience. Okay. Drew says, is it better to not sell items over $500? Should we stick to items in all the same price range from our store? So I definitely think as a beginner, you do not want to be listing up items that are too expensive, because items that are more expensive are going to sell less. And that means you're going to get less sales. And as a new seller, you want to be concentrating on generating sales. And you're not going to do that if you have a lot of expensive items, especially because you're going to hit your limits faster and not be able to list up as many items than you would be if you were listing up to cheaper items. Now, the other thing you want to consider is that items over a certain dollar amount, and I believe the dollar amount is $750, but if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone in the chat or comment section will correct me. Items over $750 or whatever it is, you have to get a signature verification proving that it was delivered. And if you don't get that signature, then that could be problematic for you if the buyer claims to never receive the item. You can't necessarily tell your retailer, hey, I'm ordering this item and I want to make sure that when it ships out, you do signature verification or signature delivery verification. So that's why it's always, it's kind of hard to sell items over that threshold. So you just kind of got to be careful there. But yeah, just as a beginner, I would keep your items cheaper. Okay. Noah says, pretty soon Amazon will be teleporting packages to people's houses. Waiting for them to teleport food directly into my stomach. Do I need a new store for non-API, or can I use the one I already have? I think it's a smart idea to open up a new store, especially if you have already been flagged. But if you haven't, then you can use the existing store. But I always think it's smarter to start a new one. Okay. Bobby. So Bobby recently won a store review where I went in, reviewed his store for him, made a video about it, and sent it to him. And he's saying, I didn't say anything about his titles. Were they that bad? LOL. To be honest, I don't remember, which means they didn't stand out for me. It's possible I just missed it. I thought I reviewed it. I might have accidentally edited it out because I did edit your video. I might have cut that part out by accident. So I'll take another look. Sorry about that, man. Okay. So a great question from S. Lund here. I was recently drop shipping from Lowe's when they suddenly changed their shipping policy and their coupon policy. Do you think since Lowe's changed their policies and stopped us from using coupons that Lowe's is dead? If you don't think Lowe's is dead, what is your workaround? So the $1 million question. Yes. So yeah, Lowe's just recently changed a lot of their policies on their website very quickly. Over the course of this year, they've been changing a lot. So Lowe's used to be excellent to drop ship from. Well, I shouldn't say that. Lowe's used to be terrible to drop ship from because their website was so terrible and their customer service was terrible. But then they got better. It was like towards the end of 2018, early 2019, it was like finally they seem to be getting everything together and seems to be actually working. And one of the huge benefits of using Lowe's was that you could put a ton of items into one cart. So a great thing about Lowe's was that you used to be able to get, I shouldn't even tell you guys about this because it would just make you upset, but they used to have free shipping on all items. So you could buy an item that was like $3 and you'd still get free shipping on it. So that's the first thing. Second thing was that they used to have these insane coupons. It'd be like $20 off a $100 order. That's like a 20% savings. That is a 20% savings. So all you had to do was sell a bunch of items that equaled up to $100, even if they were like $10, $20 here, $30 here, whatever. Put them all into one cart because you were able to do that. So now the cart was full of items that equaled $100, and you made $20. And you do that a few times a day, and you're doing pretty well. Then they said, okay, well, you can't add all these items to one cart and ship to multiple addresses. And that was like, seriously? Because then you didn't qualify for those coupons as often. You see what I mean? Because then the item actually had to be $100 for one item in order to get that $20 off. But okay, it worked out fine. Then they said, well, okay, now we're not going to have free shipping on all items. It's only free shipping on orders that hit a certain threshold, just like Home Depot. It's like, okay. So now we had to factor in shipping for the other items, but they still have the coupons. But now they say the coupons, they're only for in-store purchases, not online purchases. So they've just kind of flipped everything, changed it all about, and it kind of seems like the glory days of it are over, but I don't think that's 100% true. It's definitely not as probably lucrative maybe as in the past, but there are some things that we are working on to still be really successful with it. I don't want to say too much right now, only because I'm not 100% confident what we're trying is going to work, but so far so good. And there are some students who have signed up for my Lowe's course, so they'll be the first to hear about that when those changes roll around. But I am confident that it's still going to work, at least to some degree. Okay. When's the next Titans meetup? Noah, it's happening. It's going to happen soon. I'm not ready to announce where it is and when it is yet, but we are actively planning it right now, and it will be somewhere in South Florida here, and it's pretty exciting. So stay tuned to the channel and to my Instagram at Paul J. Lipsky for more information about that when that becomes available, when we plan it out. It should hopefully be in, I'm not going to say, in case it's not. Okay. All right. Oh, shoot. I did that one already. Okay, so next question. Does Home Depot have discount codes that help me save money in my purchases? No, they don't. So when you're checking out from Home Depot, there's a spot on the right where you can enter a promo code, but there are never any promo codes. Since I've been drop shipping, I've maybe seen less than 5 promo codes ever. There was 1 month they had a promo code, and we were all super excited. We all were using it. And I once got a promo code emailed to me from them because an item was delivered late, which was weird because they never did that again, even though I had plenty of items that were delivered late. Not plenty, but I've had several items that have been delivered late after that. So just interesting. So Andy, I wanted to thank you for his comment you left. All right, so we're about 30 minutes into this, guys. If you are enjoying the content so far, if I've answered one of your questions, feel free to smash the like button down below. That lets me know that you are enjoying the content so far, and we'll keep going and answering some of the questions for you guys. There he is again. Okay, so Paul Aponte says, hey, quick question here. When placing an order, should I put the same address in both the shipping and billing address? No. So when you are placing an order on a supplier's website, you will have a shipping address. That's the address for the customer. That's where the item is going. So let's say you were drop shipping this cube onto eBay. The customer buys it from you. When you're checking out on Walmart, you would put in the buyer's shipping address so the cube goes to the customer. But if you're using your own credit card, then you need to enter in your billing address so that the credit card processes correctly, and then you'll get the bill to your address. So 2 different addresses there. Kind of went over this already. When you drop ship from Amazon, do you not include the receipt? Yes. If there's a gift option, then you would choose that. That way the price is not shown. All right, so big shout out to Jay, some inspiration from him. He watched a video I made in the past about different reasons why your eBay account might be restricted or banned. And one of those reasons was because when you first start selling on eBay, sometimes very soon after you start selling, they'll send you an email saying, hey, we need some more information from you. In the meantime, we're going to restrict your account temporarily. We just want to verify that you are who you say you are. Once you supply that information, we'll lift the restriction on your account. So I've seen this before with a lot of people. This is what happened to Jay, and Jay just called eBay, gave them the information, and they lifted that restriction after a couple of questions. Super easy. So congratulations, Jay. Glad you got that fixed out. And remember, guys, if you are restricted on eBay, that is a temporary thing. You can get it lifted if you know what to do. Usually that just involves you following the instructions in the email that they sent you. All right. Okay, so Crown Vapor says, actually, let's go back to live chat, see if there's any questions in here. Does TrackerBot notify you when a shipment is late? No, they don't do that. Or if that's a feature that they do have, I don't have it turned on. I know there is some software that's looking to do that. But as far as I know, no, it doesn't do that. Any updates on promoted listings? For my store, I still have promoted listings turned off. It's still the same sort of problem where it's only showing up once in the search results. eBay hasn't changed that as far as I know. So yeah, I've experimented. I turned promoted listings on and off a couple of times. Literally every time I turn it on, my sales drop off. And I know it's not the same experience for everyone. Some people see the opposite. So I don't know. I don't know why that would be, but that's the way it is. My theory is that I show up organically on page 1 of the search results a lot of times, so that when I use promoted listings, I no longer show up on page 1 of the search results organically because I'm showing up promoted. So then when I turn off promoted listings, I show up again organically. Whereas other people might show up on like page 5 of the search results or page 2, then they turn on promoted listings and now they're showing up on page 1. So their sales are going to go up for that reason. That's the only kind of explanation I have, or theory, I should say, why it's this way for me and the opposite for other people. But I know for some people it's the same as me as well. So I think that's probably the reason why. Okay, so this question from Crown Vapor says, when you purchase items and pay sales tax for the items, and then you resell them on eBay, do you pay sales tax again? No, you don't. So when you buy an item from, let's say, Walmart, you might have to pay sales tax for that item. It depends where the item is shipping to. So some states don't have sales tax. So for instance, if you ship the item to New Hampshire has no sales tax, so you won't pay sales tax. But if you ship it to California, yeah, you're definitely going to pay sales tax in that situation, unless you're tax exempt in California. And in that case, the item ships to California, you pay no sales tax for it. Now, you are then reselling that item on eBay. In that case, eBay is going to, in many cases, collect the sales tax for you. It's going to handle all the sales tax for you. So that's for a lot of states, not all of them, but a lot of them. So they're handling the sales tax portion. But you as the seller, when you sell an item, you don't pay sales tax. Sales tax is paid by the customer, and it's either going to eBay or it's going to you, and then you have to then send that money to the state. That's sales tax. Now, do you have to pay income tax? Yes, you do have to pay income tax, but that's a different issue. Okay. So Harold Cap says, can you make a video? Okay, before we get to that, Bobby says eBay collects sales tax for 34 states now. So they're really getting up there. They just, in every month, I think October 1st, they just added a bunch more states that they're collecting for. So more and more, they are responsible for collecting sales tax for us. 34 plus, what is it, like 5 states that have no sales tax. So yeah, definitely getting up there, closer to 50. And then we don't ship to Alaska and Hawaii anyway, so that's 39, 40, 41, 46. I mean, yes, it's almost like every state's covered now. Okay, Harold says, can you make a video explaining step by step how you created your second Amazon account? Since you stated you messed up the first one in one of your other videos. So yes, it is true, Harold. My first Amazon dropshipping account, I really messed up badly. And that's what I was talking about earlier in this video, about how dropshipping from Amazon can be challenging if you don't know what you're doing. And I certainly didn't know what I was doing when I started. My first account got really messed up, really bad metrics, really bad shape. So we turned that off, kind of reset, and we're like, okay, what are we going to do now? What's the next plan of action? So we stopped dropshipping to Amazon. We just concentrated on eBay. In the interim, we moved to a new location, a new home. And I think that was kind of my saving grace, because as soon as I moved, I had like a new IP, I had a new address. So I just opened a new Amazon account. Amazon says you're not allowed to have multiple accounts, and you can't just shut down one and like start another one, but that's what we did. And we never got in trouble for it. Our new account was never shut down. And I think it's because, again, we had the new address and new IP, so they never connected the two up, is my theory behind it. But either way, it worked for us. I wouldn't advise it at all, especially if you're living in the same location, because chances are Amazon will link the two accounts up and you'll get in trouble just for having two accounts. It doesn't even matter if both accounts are in good health. That's why it's really important. I got super lucky, but that's why it's really important to know from the beginning what to do right so that you don't mess up your account. Because Amazon is so strict about having multiple accounts. They really don't want you to have multiple accounts. So you want to avoid having to do that at all, because chances are you're not going to be very successful with creating multiple accounts. Unlike on eBay, it's very different from eBay. So if you set it up right from the beginning, you'll be fine. Keep your metrics good, your account in good health, everything to do with that, fine, and you'll be fine. You never have to worry about shutting down your store like I had to do, because in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. Mike says, how do you keep track of item, supplier, source, URLs? Mike, I'm about to blow your mind. So Mike is currently drop shipping, and he's looking for some tips on staying organized, because it seems like he has tons of different items, all these different URLs. How is he supposed to know which item goes to which one? It's becoming overwhelming for Mike. So Mike, I'm going to show you something that maybe you've seen before, but I'm going to kind of show you a little bit more of it. Okay, let's do this. All right, so this is AutoDS. This is a tool I use that basically solves your problem. It does solve your problem. So this is designed to help you manage your eBay account. I mentioned it before. And what you do with it is, there's a section called the uploader. Come back here. The uploader. And the uploader, you can just paste in the URL for, like, let's say Walmart, and it will quickly list that item onto eBay for you. Now, once you do that, AutoDS has now linked up the item on Walmart with the item on eBay. They're now linked up. So if the price changes on Walmart, the price will change on eBay. If the stock changes on Walmart, the stock will change on eBay. And so you can come into this tab called Active Listings and see all the items that you listed. They'll all appear right here for you, and you can open them up, go directly to the supplier's website. So you don't have to keep track of all this, because it's all being kept track of for you with this tool. So that's how we keep track of it. We really don't. We allow this software to do it for us. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so as you saw in that little, when I just showed my screen, all I did was click a button, and it took me right to the supplier's website, right to that item. So much, much faster. Because actually there's another tab that says orders. Let me go back to sharing screen. So there's this tab called orders. It shows me all my orders, and you can just click on, oh, what's this item? Just click right here. Oh wow, I got this item from Home Depot, and here's where I buy it from. It's right here. So see how fast that was, how easy that was, and you never have to worry about remembering or keeping those crazy spreadsheets. But great question. UK. All right, so we've reached the end of the questions I had saved up from the week, and wanted to see if there's anything left in the live chat, which it doesn't look like there is. So I wanted to thank everyone who made it out to the live stream this week. It was a little bit earlier than normal. Normally these are later in the evening, but today is a holiday, so I had to do it in the middle of the day because we have some family we're getting together with tonight. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you got any value out of this video, please be sure to smash the like button down below. Leave a comment letting me know if you think medical education should win a prize and what that prize should be. And guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up, hit the bell notification. You guys know what to do. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.